What if you discovered that the spiritual journey you're on isn't a solitary path, but a shared experience rooted in the ancient practices of North American indigenous peoples? This revelation is not as far-fetched as it might seem. In the ceremonies of initiation among North American indigenous communities, the acquisition of an individual guardian spirit is a common practice. This universal phenomenon of personal divine revelation can take many forms. The rise of Totemism is a missionary religion of the primitives because an individual who received a vision of the spirit in the initiation ceremony will form a group with people like him. The creation of groups in this way can still be found in the formation of sects and in the initiation ceremonies of primitives. The mystery religions of the ancient world and the formidable established religions all grow in the same ways. In Totemism, the primitive form of a religion founder is the priest or prophet. He and the totem are intertwined, especially from the perspective of the group gathering around them. The hero and the founder as the personal part, the ego consciousness, and the totem guided by him as a spiritual entity belong together, not only in the psychological relationship in which the essence of the spiritual appears in a certain form to the ego, but also to the community. These two figures overlap. Therefore, Moses takes on some of the attributes of Jehovah, and the God of love is worshipped in the form of Jesus. I and the Father are one. The Son is his Father in a different way. This always holds true between the ego and the transpersonal demonstration he experiences, whether this demonstration takes the form of an animal, spirit, or father figure. Therefore, the spirit of the totem and the father to whom it first appeared mostly appear as the figure of the founder. This foundation is inspiring and can be seen from the description of the initiation ceremonies and the rites of the totems. The shared spirituality that we find in initiation ceremonies and religions is necessarily masculine, and despite its congregational nature, it is related to the individual in the sense that every person undergoes initiation as an individual and undergoes a unique experience that gives freedom to his individuality. This group of males stands in contrast to the matriarchal period. They are ruled by the archetype of the hero and the mythology of the battle with the dragon, which represents the next stage of consciousness development. The male collective is the source of the laws and institutions that will break the dominance of the Ouroboros and the formidable mother. Heaven, the Father and the Spirit go hand in hand with masculinity and represent the victory of the patriarch over the matriarch. While the laws of matriarchy are those of instincts, of unconsciousness, and of natural functions, the laws of the patriarch promote the development of the individual. As the ego consciousness strengthens, the biological weaknesses of the female group, pregnancy, nursing children, etc., highlight the power of the protective and fighting group, the phallic part of the formidable mother. The situation that men fortify the ego consciousness as females fortify the instincts and the group. Hunting and warfare teach the individual the ability to act responsibly in dangerous situations and to lead. When leadership is established, the group becomes even more individual. The leader takes on the role of the hero and the image of a progenitor, father, or creator, God, begins to take shape. He is the father of things and the world, a spiritual figure, bringing culture and salvation to humans. He is outside of time and exists in the background above time. In addition, it seems that he is linked to men, to elders, and to adults who represent authority, power, and wisdom. The figure of the creator is the projection of holiness, from which comes the image of the God King, the figure of the hero. Generally, the hero appears as the son of a god if he is not the god himself. The combination of the primordial father with the creator god and the hero of culture is the result of a personal adjustment process that gives form to the formless. Only when the hero identifies with the heavenly masculinity can he enter into battle with the dragon. The identification culminates in the feeling that he is the son of God, thereby internalizing the power of the heavenly. The feeling of this connection to the Father is what makes the battle with the dragon of the formidable Ouroboros mother possible. Representing and holding the spiritual world against the dragon, the hero becomes the liberator and savior, the inventor who brings wisdom and culture. The hero's exposure of nakedness is what allows him to be reborn, and only when a person is born twice does he become a hero. This is not only among the primitives, where rebirth is the object of initiation ceremonies, but also in Christianity to this day. Christians are baptized. Every baptized Christian is born again. because when he surrenders to the heroic exposure and enters the devouring unconscious, the tearing ego changes in nature and is born again. In conclusion, the spiritual journey is not a solitary path, but a shared experience rooted in the ancient practices of North American indigenous peoples. The rites of initiation ceremonies and totem rituals are pivotal moments in an individual's spiritual journey, serving as the foundation for the development of personal and collective consciousness. They represent the transformation of the individual, the rebirth of the ego, and the victory of the patriarch over the matriarch. These practices not only give form to the formless, but also bring wisdom, culture, and salvation to humanity.